What's up to all our sidekicks and henchmen out there in the Geek Nation? I'm Johnny Destructo, aka JD. Noel, hi, buddy.
Hi.
So this is an unexpected live stream. We don't know if anyone's going to tune in, but I have been sitting on my phone, just scrolling through all the devastation. And it has put me in a funk, a depression.
I feel like when things are burning this obviously, it's not like you're talking about something that's singularly yours. It's the world, especially this country. I think you can get away with being vague by just saying mood.
I'm in a mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's so universally known. It's almost like how when you say something as vague as that man is so stupid, about 60% of the country knows who you're talking about.
Yeah, you could just tweet, "What a fucking idiot," and everyone goes, "Oh, I get it."
Yeah.
So I was going to come on here by myself because as a store owner, I get all of my DC books on Saturday.
Weird flex, but cool. All right.
It's pretty great.
As a store owner, I can read early.
As someone who is just generally and always better than you, I get DC Comics ahead of time because they started using a different distributor, UCS Distributors. And so their model is to send me my books on Saturdays. And these are not going to be on sale until Wednesday. Well, I guess Tuesday is the new DC New Comic Book Day. I have a feeling it's mostly going to be Wednesdays for all the local comic shops.
And also, too, just like people that are in their habits. I mean, 24 hours is not a huge deal unless something like you'll get extra traffic on Tuesday for death metal.
Maybe. Yeah, it's true.
Maybe. But other than that, it'll just be like, well, I'll just wait till Wednesday when all the books are out. Yeah.
So if anyone wants to chat with us, we're just going to be going through the books. Not spoilery. We're not going to be spoiling anything. But, a lot of people like to see the new books as they're coming out. So I thought I would share with you guys. Feel free to leave us comments and just chat with us. If there's anything you want to talk about literally at all, we are here just doing a very casual hangout distraction session. So
we haven't read any of these books either, too. So it's just like, meh. All right. But while JD's going through these, I'm probably going to be like, hey, can you put that in my box?
Yeah.
Hey, can I have...
If you want any of these books, let me know, and I'll put them aside for you.
And I have first refusal because I'm here real time.
That's true. So anyway, I'm going to bring up the Facebook so I can see the live happening. A lot of people, everyone's always asking me. I'm always getting texts and tweets and emails. Jadles, what earworm do you currently have? Because I'm so easily earwormed. There's like whole YouTube channels dedicated to what earworm I am experiencing at any given moment. And right now, it's the song "Touch Myself." I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself.
And so you make it really weird when you go into that voice towards the end of the song.
Yeah.
Like in earnest, it's just it's a good song about exploration. But like when like you make it really gross.
That's called yarling, apparently.
Hey,
there are singers who are called yarlers, and they're in the class of like Pearl Jam. I almost said Tony Danza. Pearl Jam. Eddie Vedder. And
Tony Danza of Pearl Jam.
Yeah. Blowfish from the Hooties. They're the guys who Merle, Finesse, and Bandera. And there's yarling.
Wait, so does that also include like Creed and Nickelback too?
Oh, yeah. By the way, if anyone wants to know, Mango Wheat is the beer of choice for Jadles right now.
So on the stream earlier today, I had 2 drinks and I got a little buzzied, and then after that it was just a headache. So I'm actually quite sober right now. That was a good 4 hours ago.
Yeah, I just started. We'll see how we end up.
We're doing it live.
All right. So first up, I gotta make sure. Oh, actually, since I'm wiping my hands on my shirt, my buddy Christian Dabari, who is also previous co-host of the Cannibal Horror Cast, my horror movie podcast, he is a comic book artist, and they were doing a Kickstarter for Rad Wraith, and I had backed it, so I got a T-shirt, as well as a comic book, as well as a comic book with alternate cover and a pin and some stickers.
Is it obviously it was funded?
Yeah.
Can people still get the book?
I believe so, yeah. Yeah, and they're working on kickstarting the second issue. It's a 1980s skate punk horror monster story.
Nice. Who's this? Is it just Christian, or do you have a collaborator?
No, he does. He does. There's a writer. Shoot, I don't have it on me. I was not. Mr. Carter. And so here they've done the issue number 1. It's a variant cover based on the Nightmare on Elm Street 1 poster.
Yeah.
Where I used to say, if Nancy doesn't wake up screaming, she won't wake up at all. And this one says, if Grom doesn't wake up shredding, he won't wake up at all.
It's so cheesy. I love it.
Oh, yeah, it's great. Oh, stuff's falling off my desk. Hold on. And then there was an alternate cover by Scarecrow Oven.
Oh, nice.
A monster skateboard.
Nice.
It's hard to see, but it's cool. And they also sent me Shut Up and Skate Rad Wraith sticker. So yeah, man, this is a great package. I don't back a lot of Kickstarters.
Wait, you didn't answer my question. Who's the write?
I'm getting to it.
Oh, okay. You're actually opening. Oh, I didn't know you were vamping. I thought you just moved on.
Yeah. I had to take it out of the bagging board. Oh, look at that art.
Oh, nice.
Fucking gruesome, man. Can't wait. I haven't read it yet. All right, so here we go. Written by Tristan Gallagher. Lines and ink by Christian Dabari. Colors by Simon. I don't know how to. We're friends on Facebook, and I never know how to say his name. Simon Go. Gough. Gauf. Gaug.
Go. I mean, I would guess like go, like a soft throat noise. Go.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm stoked to read this. That is neither here nor there. But all right, so
nice.
First, next week we're going alphabetically. Action Comics number 1022 comes out next week. And this is by Brian Michael Bendis and John Romita Jr.
Is it the start of?
What's that?
Is it the start of a new arc, or is it the end of this Romita one, like the Leviathan one?
The House of Kent, Part 1.
Romita Jr. is still on the book. I thought he was only going to be there for like one arc, the Leviathan arc. All right.
I mean, all signs point elsewhere.
I mean, I would just like him to stick with a full arc. Is all I'm saying. Is he the regular artist on this book? I don't know.
I think he might be. Oh, it looks so good. This looks good. I'm excited.
I mean, so like the Superman title has had has had better art than Action. Action's been like a handful of fill-ins by, what was it, Simon Kodransky. Didn't really love it. And then Romita Jr. did a full arc, and it was like decent. Romita Jr.
To this day, my favorite Romita is J. Michael Straczynski Romita,
which
with Ezekiel and Marlin.
I am on issue. So their run starts with issue 30 and then goes to 50 and then like 50 more issues. But I'm on issue 45. So like 15 issues in. It's really good. Yeah.
All right. So that's coming out Wednesday. Entertainment Weekly says Superhero of the Year. So here's a little lesson for the people out there. Everybody knows what a variant cover is, I assume. Basically, a variant cover is you get your main cover, and then there is something called a variant cover where they'll have a different artist with an entirely different cover, et cetera, et cetera. Now, the way I differentiate these is these are not variant covers. This is not a variant. The variant covers for me, for my shop, are the ones from Marvel Comics where they are 1 in 25, or 1 in 50, or et cetera, et cetera. You have to buy 25 regular copies of the regular cover in order to get one copy of the alternate cover, the variant.
Yeah, don't they call those something like it's just cover A and B, same amount of print?
Yes, I call them an alternate.
There we go. Yeah.
So an alternate cover. I can order for Action Comics. I can order as many as I want of either of these covers, and it doesn't matter. I could get all this. I could get all this. I could get 1 in 10. Doesn't matter.
That reminds me, completely offshoot.
Yeah.
I earlier this weekend I was bagging and boarding stacks that I have here, stacks on stacks on stacks, and I often will have, it's like for a run, I'll have a hodgepodge of those alternate covers, like some A, some B, doesn't matter. But I realized that I have all cover B, whatever that is, like not the like the cover, not the one that's got the title up top, but just like that cover.
This is kind of like an artist alternate.
All right, let's call them the artist alternates so I don't keep confusing myself. So I realized for my run of the new Legion, I have all artist variants.
Mm-hmm.
I want to keep doing that. So just put a little note in there. Because did it unintentionally, but I might as well keep it going. So if it's the same exact order number for you, make it happen. Just do it. I'll just have that forever.
Okay. So for the people at home, the reason this is an artist alternate is the title treatment is very, very tiny.
Mm-hmm.
Right at the top there, and they give all of the space, all of the real estate for the cover to the art, which is wonderful. But there are people who are, what would you call them? People who like the original stuff. I forget the phrase. There's a phrase, but
explain what you're saying.
People who like the traditional.
Yeah, I guess just traditional.
Purists.
There you go.
So you get the nice big font work. You get the nice, the whatever this is fucking called. I should know these things. I don't know what this is called. It's not the indicia, but
it's on the inside. You know what? It's just a formatting thing. So like for 75 years, comic books had a numbered and branded in the top left and a barcode on the bottom. Yeah. So like it's really just like title and branding has been comic books since Jump, and now these alternate artist covers have like much. So what sucks is that when you're I was going through stacks and bagging and boarding stuff that I want to keep and just like putting aside stuff that I'll probably like trade in or sell. Going through full runs, it's not easy to just like when you've got a hodgepodge of like Action Comics, some that have like the normal title treatment and some that are artists. That little title too at the top, not always on the top. Sometimes it's on the bottom. Sometimes on the side. Sometimes the logo is on the corner. Like, so there's no easy way to just flip through and see, where's that missing hole of issue, blah, blah, blah.
And that is the thing that has infuriated me since I was a kid. The title treatment on the cover of a comic book, there is no reason to put it at the bottom of your comic book, since everybody since the history of time who have collected comics in boxes have looked through their comic books looking at the top 2 inches of your book.
Yeah. And
if the number and the title are down here at the bottom of your box, you got to pull it out, you got to look at it, then you got to put it back.
Agreed. But sometimes my favorite thing in the world is when the title treatment is a part of the cover art and it's somewhere else.
True. Yeah,
there's always an exception.
Yeah, that's true. Like the Spirit and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, it's wherever, or like the Hulk is destroying the title treatment, or Superman is exploding through it, and it's on the bottom. Like there's always something that'll make you.
Those are gonna pass. Those are great.
Yeah, I liked it. It doesn't count.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. I hate it except for when it's great. Batman Superman #9 comes out next week.
Ooh.
Again, regular cover, alternate cover, and I gotta say I like the regular cover better.
I do too. I'm torn with this book.
Don't be.
It's Clayton Henry. Can I see a page? Let me see. Look at that sweetheart. Mother fudger.
Look at that Batmobile, dog. This is Clayton Henry, who I don't know if you know the name. He's been doing all of the DC digital first Flash issues.
Yeah, he's pretty great.
Look at that. Look at
This book started so aggravating. I want to not love where it's going.
No, you got to accept it.
No,
It was listen. It was off to a bumpy start.
very.
It was DC's fault. It wasn't the writer's fault. They made it.
No.
No, what?
Oh no, I agree with you. Like,
Oh.
yeah, no, yeah. God damn it.
It's good art. Clayton Henry, great.
I think I would like to read that issue.
Okay. So Joshua Williamson
Yeah.
and Clayton Henry, and it's called "Who Killed the Atomic Skull?" Who was a classic Superman villain. He's been around for many, many decades. And this is this part one or what? Again,
It's gotta be.
oh, what was the last? What was the last?
Yeah. So issues 7 and 8 was the Nick Darrington art, and it was just a 2-issue little story. So I'm assuming that I'm hoping or assuming that this book is going to just become kind of like anthology 2 to 4 issue little Johnskis that like the best artist will come in and do real quick. I hope.
That's what I want.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want too, as opposed to 6 issues of deep in continuity bullshit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, that's what a Batman Superman book should be. It should be accessible. There's your top 2 tier title characters in DC. People need to be able to come in the shop and be like, I know those guys.
Well, that's what wasn't that what the Loeb McGuinness start of that run, the Superman Batman title. Yeah. That's what that was. Like, they were big, crazy stories with premier artists, but they were hardly ever referenced outside of that store, those comics. Like, they went to alternate worlds for like decades and it just wasn't really talked about. It's like continuity doesn't matter if you don't make it a big deal. Just tell a good story.
Look at this ad. Look at this ad. We were talking about the Snyderverse earlier. And so this image is a little girl. Superman's saving this little girl. Look how fucking mad he is. I'm going to save the fuck out of you, kid. Or else.
That's Kubert art too.
Yeah. Listen, stop crying or I'll give you something to cry about.
I'm here to help.
Wait, where are you going? Come back.
I can find you.
Oh my God. I got X-ray vision. Now this is the one I'm excited about. Birds of Prey. And here's the thing. I don't know why I'm excited about it. Brian Azzarello just did Batman Damned, which is the first big release from the DC Black Label series. And I didn't even read the 3rd issue. This, however, maybe the art is what's got me stoked. Look at that. This is Brian Azzarello, and it's a one-shot. And it's what is this, Prestige format?
Prestige format, yeah.
Look at that. It's a nice thick. It's a thick boy. 2 C's thick.
It's a thicky boy.
Yeah. But yeah, it's Lupacino. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's another artist that I really like.
Yeah, before we went live, we were talking about this. This book is so weird because it was supposed to be something else and then something else again, and then it just turned into this like one shot or almost like a mini trade paperback kind of a thing. Like, it was supposed to be an actual series, and then it was a mini series, and now they packaged it all up, and here's this Prestige book, which could be awesome. I don't know. Like, I'm excited to read it. Is that J. Scott Campbell?
Yeah, J. Scott Campbell. He's one of those dudes, man. So I have a problem with cheesecakey covers. And I don't like it when women are just drawn like they don't have any organs and all of them look exactly the same and they're just there for the male gaze. And for some reason I give J. Scott Campbell a complete pass. It's terrible except for when I love it. Look at that. Those women have no organs. It's very stylized, but God damn it, there's something about J. Scott Campbell that I give him a pass. I like it.
Are those? Do you have just as many of those as the other ones? Because I think I like
alternates. Yes, these are alternates, not variants. So
I think I like that alternate cover also.
Yeah, this one actually is Ivan Rice.
Oh, that's really pretty. But I you know what though? Like, J. Scott Campbell only ever does covers anymore. So I like that.
Yeah. Oh, I'll show you if you like that. Where did I put it? Give me a sec. I was going through looking for stuff and I found something.
Woo-hoo! We're just gonna be quiet here. Wait for him. Shh.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, you can talk now. Everybody, you can talk now.
More Marvelous Art. It's a hardcover of J. Scott Campbell artwork.
Ah,
And it's signed. I got it signed by JC. He likes it when I call him JC.
all the bests are JC, Jesus Christ, J. Crew, J. Scott Campbell. Oh, look at that.
My favorite Wolverine is the all-new Wolverine.
Laura's pretty awesome. Look at that.
It's hard to maneuver backwards.
When was the last time he did interiors?
Danger Girl? I don't know.
No, yeah.
Oh, there's my favorite bits. Pencils. I wish I could show this better.
Oh, you can get a grasp of it.
There you go. Look, I love his thumbnails. Thumbnails are what an artist does when he draws really, really small, just so that he can get the composition and the balance of the page and the figures and the motion and all that sort of stuff. That's called a thumbnail. And J. Scott Campbell is the mother-loving master of thumbnails. There's just something about the way he draws them that I could look at him forever. And then on top of that, I also got his Rough Stuff sketchbooks, which are actually bound like
actual sketchbooks.
Look at that.
That's
like
awesome.
Found a sketchbook and drew on it. But then again, very cheesecakey women.
What makes him? Is it just like a thin line that he hasn't crossed? Because there's some artists that are very cheesecakey, but they're almost aggressively so, or as personalities, they're antagonistic. Whereas J. Scott Campbell just kind of does his stuff.
Yeah,
like you've got
Frank Cho made a big show of, because people would get upset at women being drawn like that. Specifically, the Spider Woman, if you remember, by Milo Manara, who is literally a porn. Is he Italian? He's an Italian porn artist. And so Marvel asked him, "Hey, draw us a couple of covers." So he did one. I remember was very widely lambasted, which was the Spider Woman cover, where you can almost see her butthole through her clothes. There's so much butt.
Also too, like the way that she's bent, it's like you would have had to replace like 6 or 7 vertebrae to get her backside and her front side like in that position. It was very weird cover.
Which is fine. You hired a porn artist.
Yeah.
What are you gonna get? But then Frank Cho, who is another artist who is very cheesecakey, but amazingly talented guy, he doubled down on it, and he did all of these sketch covers to sell, and in the background was always somebody screaming rage or something. What was it? It wasn't rage. What was it? When people
was it like scandal or force shame or
what's that phrase?
Outrage.
Yeah. That's what it was. Outrage.
Yeah, he was just trolling people that like thought it was creepy or gross.
Yeah.
Like instead of being like, oh, actually that's just the artist's style, and hey, like if you don't like it, that sucks. Yeah. But he was being a prick about it.
Yeah, he was.
Good on him. Whatever.
Yeah.
I can't draw that well, so
he's an amazing talent. Both Frank Cho and J. Scott Campbell. But one I like just a little bit more because he seems like a nicer guy. And then I got another one. Anyway, I'm going on too long about this. I'm sorry. I found these while I was looking for something. I was like, oh shit, I forgot I had these. So next up, right. So Birds of Prey. I'm going to tell the people what this book, what the back thing says. Black Canary's life is spiraling out of control. Gotham City is under attack and people are dying. As Canary attempts to find the people responsible, her path collides with Huntress, Detective Renee Montoya, and Harley Quinn, who's fresh out of the Suicide Squad with a new lease on life that's sure to make everyone else's lives a lot more complicated. And that's only the beginning of this criminally insane story that pushes the Birds of Prey far beyond their limits and puts them up against the most brutal crime syndicate to ever sweep into Gotham City. Hard-boiled superstar writer Brian Azzarello and the bombshell art team of Emanuela Lupacchino and Ray McCarthy unleash the Birds of Prey into a world they've never seen before, and none of them will ever be the same.
I mean, that's the promise of all comics. This one will be the most important one you read until the next one.
It does look good, though. I'm flipping through it. It looks great.
I'm excited.
If anyone's interested in Birds of Prey, it's a one-shot. Oh, what's the price? That's a good question that nobody asked. $9.99. It's the size of a small trade paperback, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's like a 100 pages or more. Like, that's happening a lot now. Like, so what is it? Image with the criminal books. They're doing these almost small OGNs, these small hardcovers that are 96 to 110 pages, and they're just released like that, full form. Instead of being like 3 issues of a random series, they're just doing these little hardcovers. So you have Pulp, Cruel Summer. What was it? All My Heroes Were Junkies. Bad Weekend.
Yeah. And then there's a new one coming up, but I don't think that is a criminal story. It's called Pulp.
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh, is it criminal?
And yeah, I read the first 10 or 15 or the first like 20 or 30 pages of it, and it's like it's kind of like criminal.
Okay.
I think it's the same universe or style or whatever. Criminal's not really connected that much.
Next up, the Catwoman 100-page super spectacular 80th anniversary. Are you getting a echo? Hello?
I'm here.
We're okay.
I made noises though. I made noises. How many covers is there?
Fun. Here's the covers. So this is the first cover, the main cover by
Joelle Jones.
Joelle Jones from Lady Killer. So
very pretty.
Very pretty. And then this is the 1940s variant cover by Adam Hughes.
Oh, that looks fun.
Yeah.
I like the title treatment. It's different for every is it different for every decade?
Yes.
Nice.
So that's the Adam Hughes cover. Then next up, we've got the 1950s Travis Charest cover.
Is it Charest or is it Charest?
I say it different every time. I used to say Travis Charest, but I'm going to just making that up. Oh, Tim Hershey. Hey, Tim. What's up, buddy? He loves Joelle Jones. She's great. Lady Killer Volumes 1 and 2 from, is that Image Comics?
I think so.
They're both really good, and I believe they're putting them together into a Lady Killer, like, complete trade paperback. Next up, the aforementioned Outrage artist, Frank Cho.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah. I wish there was a, how do I show it?
It looks good. So, okay, I like how he did the layout, or how it's like all on a tilted angle, but then it's, yeah, I like that part of it. You know what? So far, that's my favorite.
Okay.
Let's see the rest.
So far, you know what? This would be my favorite because I love her like her ball gown outfit, but her face is a little too silly looking.
I don't know. I actually almost think that's more that facial expression is charming. Yeah. But Frank Cho wins so far for me. Next.
Now this one is the 1980s cover by Stanley Artgerm Lau.
Yeah. I'm not a giant fan of his.
He's pretty good, although they can be a little stale.
It's the same issue that I usually have with Alex Ross covers. They're so wonderfully orchestrated and rendered that they look uncanny, and I don't. It just seems static, like I took a photo and then put it through a digital filter.
Yeah, Tim says you're right. Cherish Charest has changed his look. He used to be one of my all-time favorite artists. He used to do some stuff for Wildstorm. I believe he did Wildcats. And he used like these Copic markers and colored pencils. and everything was so detailed and beautiful. And now this seems to be a new thing he's doing where it's just pen and ink. And then I don't know if he's coloring it or what, but it's just so dark and murky, the inking. It's not my kind of cup of tea. So all right, so still your favorite is still Frank Cho.
Yeah. It's Frank Cho, Adam Hughes, and Joel Jones.
Now, next up, we've got the 1990s variant cover by Gabriel Dell'Otto.
I mean, it's cool, but I still kind of like the Frank Cho. You know what though? I do love that old DC logo. Throw that back up there.
There you go.
The stars.
Oh, the bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how they're doing that with the title treatment. That's the coolest part of these so far.
Let's take a look at all of these so far. We're gonna go back.
Yeah, original DC.
Classic. And then that one said Superman National Comics. This one says the line of superstars.
That's awesome. So I'd love this even more.
And then this one, Catwoman.
Yeah.
And then here we have the more, what is this, like the 80s, 90s?
Yeah.
Bullet. And then the current one is just the bleh.
I don't mind that one. I like that better than the weird like wish on a star swoop DC that was there for a while in the early 2000s.
Is that this one?
Yeah, I don't care for that one at all.
And this is the Jim Lee 2000s cover. It's fine.
Yeah. I like the title treatment because I remember that like Ed Brubaker.
Yeah, that's that Ed Brubaker Darwin Cook John.
Yep.
Hell yeah. I got to go back and reread that. I wonder if there's a good, nice collection. And then, who is this? Oh, I don't know how to say this. Ji Hyung Lee. This is the 2010s cover, which has kind of an Art Germ look to it. I would have confused this with an Art Germ cover, honestly.
Yeah, me too. So that's the 2010s. That's Rebirth-ish?
Ji Hyung Lee. Well, I don't know. It's got that cover. I think that's the Rebirth cover.
I mean, so 2010s would be like New 52, but that outfit with the no arms or with like the pits out, that's new. That's actually, yeah, that's brand new too. That's Rebirth new.
In fact, she's wearing it on this week's issue of Catman 22. Catwoman.
Yeah, that was actually Joel Jones redesign too.
It what meant? Listen, here's the thing. Oh, that's her current costume, though, says Tim.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like that was the redesign, like right before the wedding. Like that's super new, not 10 years ago new.
Yeah, for sure.
So they screwed up on that cover. That cover should be burned.
Bunch of idiots.
Should be burned. Because details matter.
Look at the back.
Oh, that's dope.
Pretty cool. Do they all have this? They all have it. Pretty cool.
Are those all of them?
And then there's the blank variant, which isn't blank. It is leather textured.
Okay, you know what? That actually might be my favorite now. Because it looks like I want to touch it.
Yeah. But it's not. I mean, it's literally just paper. It's printed that way, but
oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. And you can get your favorite artist to draw on it.
So can you okay before I commit to just like impulse over the phone? Yeah, I would like you to tell me. So I'm assuming it's like every other anniversary this year that's come out this week, or this month, or year. What's life? What is time? What are some of the creative teams?
Oh, great question, Noel. Thank you so much for asking.
You're welcome.
Hard-hitting journalism here. All right. Catwoman 80th anniversary. Skin the Cat by Paul Dini and Emanuela Lupacchino.
Like it.
Now You See Me by Ann Nesenti and Robson Roca.
Nice.
Helena by Tom King and Mikhail Janin.
Very nice. The
Catwoman of Earth by Jeff Parker and Jonathan Case.
I haven't read any good Jeff Parker in a long time. That sounds cool.
Who's Jeff Parker?
He did a run of Aquaman after yeah, thank you. He did a run of Aquaman after Jeff Johns, Red Hulk. He did a whole series of Agents of Atlas. Like he did a lot of like really cool pastiche runs for the big two, and then a couple of Image things. He's good.
Noel is melting down.
I'm very warm.
Agents of Atlas. Hey, Tim. Tim, I don't know if you're busy. You're welcome to hop on here and join us. I can send you the link. Okay, the next is Little Bird by Mindy Newell and Lee Garbett or Garbett.
Garbet. But I don't know who the writer is. That'd be new to me. Cool.
Mindy Newell, yeah. Born to Kiln by Chuck Dixon and Kelly Jones.
Interesting.
Conventional Wisdom by Will Pfeiffer.
Oh, I haven't heard of him in a while.
And Pia Guerra.
Nice.
Of Why the Last Man. Shit. That's
okay,
cool.
I want this now.
And then, I'm sorry, I'm not done. I got distracted.
Oh, that's not, okay, fine.
Addicted to Trouble by Ram V. And Fernando Blanco. Oh, Agents of Atlas. Tim says Agents of Atlas, but I don't know what he's referencing. Is that Jeff Parker? Talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, man. There's some pinups in here by Babs Tarr, Ty Templeton, Steve Rude,
Nice.
Ula Latte, Tim Sale, Jim Ballant, and Jay Lee.
Yeah, I would like this in my box.
God dang it. Who is this last artist? This last story, who is this? Wow. Oh, and I missed one. I'm sorry. The Art of Picking a Lock by Ed Brubaker and Cameron Stewart.
Put it in my box, please. I would like
So
this.
good.
That's a straight up murderer's row of all the anniversary issues thus far. That's like the best creative team, just holistically.
All right, I put you down for it.
This is personal shopping with Noel and JD.
I know. If anyone else wants to chime in, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
There's 4 people watching. Someone say hi. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. So I'm going to go back through the covers for you. Here we go, real quick. All right. I'm going to blow through them. We got the blank cover. Tim says, Max Mancini says, Tim Sale and Jay Lee?
What? Auga.
Jae Hyung Lee. I'm sure I'm butchering that name. Jim Lee. Gabriel Dalato. Art Germ. Adam Hughes. Frank Cho.
It's between the light purple kind of Travis right now. It's between the light purple kind of like cool leathery and the blank. The blank was like light purplish, isn't it? It's so adorable. Like I almost just love the simplicity of that.
Hi, Max. Max says hi. Sorry, I don't have a good setup, says Tim, and I have a 10-year-old in bed. Otherwise, I would join you. We miss you, buddy. I'm glad you're hanging out with us. Listen, I only have 1 copy of this, and this is for my big subscriber. So I'm going to make the choice for you. You're going to get Frank Cho.
There you go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Let me write that down. Frank Cho. All right. Next up, we're going to stay on the Catwoman tip. Catwoman number 22 comes out. This is the main cover. This is the alternate. Oh, that's a great alternate.
That is really cool.
Who is this? This is wonderful. Oh, is this Tedesco? This must be Tedesco.
Tim says take the blank cover and get JD to draw Catwoman. Apparently Tim he's got a big whale that takes the blanks.
Who does? Me?
Yeah.
You know what? He doesn't take. Well, listen. He just wants all the variants. And so when I'm going down the list and there's 10 different variants, I add in. I just go 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 because those are all for my one big customer who wants everything. And then on top of that, I'll go in bop, 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 bop. And to be honest, for the most part, this new version of a blank variant This is it's very different. Before it used to be white, just a white cover, and they started doing this texturing thing, and this is brand new.
Is it still orderable?
Yeah.
Can you just order me one of those? I dig the shit out of that.
Instead of Frank Cho, or do you on top of Frank Cho?
Instead of Frank Cho.
Blank variant. Alternate. All right. So Catwoman, watch out, Catwoman, it says. The dust bunnies have hit town and they'll clean you out.
Oh my goodness.
I like this Tedesco. Look at that Tedesco cover. Listen, here's the thing. Is this weird? I'm going to be a little gross, but the open armpits seem kind of hot to me. There's something kind of sexy about that. And also very breathable, right? She's hopping over rooftops in the middle of the hot Gotham summer. You know that place smells like garbage all the time.
It's also too like it's women's sweat. It's functional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of place to go. Otherwise, her heels are just gonna fill up. That's how.
Yeah, like the old cinched suits where they would just sweat in to lose weight.
Yeah.
So it would just be filled with it.
And this artist is named Aneke, Aneke. I don't know the name of the artist, Anek. But they're very Joelle Jonesy. I will show you that. So anyway,
okay.
Week. Moving on. A lot of Bat books. Batman Detective Comics number 1022. Journey to Joker War. So Joker War is the new mini event that's coming up, and I don't know if I care yet. The first issue already dropped out, number 70, and that was before the pandemic.
Yeah, it was Nightwing, right?
Yeah, Nightwing 70. No, 70? That can't be
71. 71.
Tim, was it what number Nightwing was it? That was the first part.
Because that one didn't 71? Right? Yeah, 71. Because Batman's up to 92.
Then it must be 70.
Yeah.
Heads, tails, either way, the Dark Knight loses. Now, I haven't been keeping up with this, but I do like Tomasi. Oh, he's in
I've been hit or miss, like with this run, especially too.
Yep, he's upside down. There we go. Whoa.
Yeah,
Tim Hershey says, I think it was 70.
Maybe you're wrong. You retailers.
This is a nice variant, alternate cover.
That's really cool.
Yeah. All right, so that's coming up. Next is so many of y'all are sleeping on this book, and I'm wagging my finger at you.
Nice.
Y'all got to be reading Far Sector.
Whoa! Is that Jamie McKelvey? What is that? This
one is what's his name? He did Luke Cage and Iron Fist. Stanford Green.
Thank you. Oh, that's so cool looking.
Isn't that a good one? That's a Green Lantern poster right there.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Jamal Campbell cover.
Jamal Campbell is I love him so much. He's a beast.
Yeah.
I did not like the first two issues all that much because I felt like there wasn't story there. But now, what is this? This is like 5 or 6, or is it 6? Yeah, the 5th issue was like a really good punch in the gut, and it kind of is bringing it all together. This is going to be an amazing collection, and honestly, all the issues I'm sure are very easy still to get.
Yeah, they're all still available.
Yeah, like
artwork. Get out of here.
It's a good book. It's a really fun book. And
I don't want to tell you this is a spoiler.
No, I mean this one's actually in my box. Hold it. I would like to read it.
Yeah, if you guys aren't reading Far Sector, listen. Here's the thing. Here's the spiel. It is. Oh, Tim says Jamal's art is stunning. It's true. So Far Sector is a new book from DC's Young Animal imprint, which is the Gerard Way imprint from My Chemical Romance.
Yeah.
And he is in charge of his own DC imprint. Eric Walker says, "Oh my God, JD, you rascal." Hi, Eric Walker. I miss you, buddy. So Far Sector, it's a Green Lantern book, right? Technically Green Lantern, but really what it is a hard sci-fi detective story that I really love. I think it's really, really good. Would you say that's accurate?
Yeah, and I think that's probably why I had trouble with the first couple of issues. Like it's very big on world building and super specific traits and capabilities of like 4 different races that are living in this one planet of it, like a city that's the size of a planet. So it's a lot of homework in the first issue or two, and you just have to power through, and you start to really get to know Joe, the main character, and it just clicks. Like the book
Her
is
name
really,
is
really fun.
Sojourn.
Yeah,
They call her Joe for short. Sojourn.
yeah.
God damn it. What a great name. I guess I should give a bit of a rundown. So basically, she's a brand new Green Lantern, and it seems like she is a different type of Green Lantern. She's got a different kind of ring, and her constructs are a little different, and they're drawn differently. But she is basically a new Green Lantern who is sent to a world in the outer rim of the universe where they have not had any murders for over 500 years. And of course, as soon as she shows up, someone gets murked. So and she has to, take care, kind of as a peacekeeper, but then also it's a murder mystery of who done it. So yeah, I think this planet has done, what is it? The something city.
It's like City Endless or City Everlasting. Everything. So one of the things too that was a little hard to grasp is everyone's name for certain sex or your rank is based off of like multiple names that build on each other. So it's like instead of you being Bob or Robert, it's Bob who sits by the window watching the sun rise over mountains is your name and rank.
It has sort of Native American naming structure.
Yeah, it's the way of the book is to just like toss you into it. And a lot of like exposition. So it was a little bit of homework, and those first couple of issues for me were not a struggle because the art was so good, but it was just a little too much. Which I think for 4 months I was bitching about how I would have preferred to read it in trade. Yeah. I'd love to read this in trade. I wish this was collected. They should have been an OGN. And finally by like issue 5, it's like, oh, okay. I think, okay, I'm in. I still contend that it's probably great in chunks, but no matter what, it's totally worth picking up and reading eventually. However you do it.
The City Enduring.
Thank you.
Is the name of the planet. And so what was my point? Oh, they've gotten rid of emotion. That's one of the big things. They haven't had a murder in so long because they've gotten rid of emotions. But then there are other people who are taking a drug that lets them feel emotions. And so because these people are taking a drug to feel emotions, a thing that they have never done before, things get out of hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, also a little bit of contemporary commentary. Before it even happened, there's some police brutality and some rioting. So there's that.
Between issue 4 and 5 or 3 and 4 is the main thrust is the first riot in thousands of years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next up, so the regular cover of this already dropped this past Wednesday, and I guess there was some sort of shipping problem, and this one doesn't come out until Wednesday. And this is the Raphael Grandpa alternate artist cover for Flash number 754 by Joshua Williamson and Sandoval. What's his first name? Rafa Sandoval. So, man, look at that cover. Stretching it out. So many cool covers, says Max Mancini. Yeah, man. So
all available at your local store.
That's true. He's got a subscription with me. Max, are you talking about the artist covers or the regular covers? I'm assuming the artist covers. So I read, I'm a little behind on my Flash. But that's some classic Flashy going. I miss Wally West. I wish he wasn't a murderer.
Yeah, I admittedly only read Flash when you guys ask me to for the show.
Yeah.
I'm not about it right now.
Same.
Brian. Thanks, Brian. Because of you, we have to read Fresh every once in a while. Oh, is that the book that was just recently canceled? Oh yeah, you didn't know that? So yeah, sorry. You know what? Let's start over. I'll tell you about it. Because it's canceled, but not really, but kind of. So you know how DC and Marvel too have been going digital with some books? Like they're essentially using this kind of like pause to figure out exactly how they would realign their marketing to whatever. So some books are going digital. So like Marvel is doing issues 4 and 5 or whatever of some series straight to digital, and then they'll print it and collected.
Hawkeye Free Fall.
Yeah, Hellblazer. The last physical issue is going to be 18 or 19. What is that?
6.
What?
Issue 6.
Well, something is going to be wrapped up with a trade paperback. I'll find it for you. I'll find the press release.
This is the first goddamn good Hellblazer book in like 8 years.
It's not super ending.
Whenever they stopped the original Hellblazer run with issue 300, this is the first good shit that I've gotten out of John Constantine. Although I do kind of like him in the movies, the DC animated films, the Justice League Dark, and there was a really good Constantine R-rated animated film. Mwah! I think it's called City of Demons. Highly recommend it. It's brutal.
I have your copy.
Oh, I was just thinking I should go grab my copy. Noel's got it.
I have it. I'm gonna keep it forever.
Oh man, I don't. Why you gotta do me like that, DC? Shit.
I'm trying to find the information. Hang on. Just Vamp. I'll find it for you.
I'm sad.
I mean, the story is still gonna get finished. It's just in a different format.
Very gritty art.
That's what she said.
It's got a little bit of Alex Maleev, Molotov cocktail.
Maliev. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm super sorry. It's not Hellblazer. Lucifer. Sorry.
Good. Lucifer can go crap in a tree. I don't know what that means.
I don't
read Lucifer.
March issue number 19 is the last ongoing single issue. And then the unpublished 19 to 24 will now be published as an original OGN that will sit alongside the other graphic novels in the series. Yeah.
To everyone who loves Lucifer, I'm sorry. Let me just pet you.
Or it's more like to everyone that loves Lucifer. I mean, sucks for you.
Yeah. Oh man. Oof. All right, good. More Hellblazer for Jadles. Great.
Sorry, I scared you. Sorry, not sorry.
You got my heart a pumping. Hey, here's let's talk about this real quick. Because no one gives a shit.
Yeah. What about it?
I don't know. I kind of want to rewatch it again.
The more and more I'm away from it, the more I don't care. I also, you know what? I'll amend that. The more and more I'm away from it, the more and more I really think that Rosie Perez was miscast.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. She was like, it's almost painful to watch. Like, I just.
Oh, I don't think it's painful. I think it's, although, oh, God damn it. Look at her stance there.
Yeah, it's mildly comical.
Yeah, it's not great.
It wasn't like her running upstairs was hard.
If I could change anything about this movie, it would really be Cassandra Cain's character and Rosie Perez's character.
I would change the order of that, but yeah. I love Rosie Perez too. She's been in so much awesome stuff, but she was like a sore thumb in this movie, and the jokes that she was asked to try and pull off, she did not. The physicality felt weird. Her hair was even just immovable. She felt like she was in a different production. I wasn't a fan.
I liked everything about her except for the physicality of the role. That's it. I think she was fine. I think she was fun to watch.
They had a bunch of like dick jokes that she had to pull off.
Added with like the douchebag cops giving her a hard time. I felt that. That's all right. That's okay.
Didn't love it.
Hashtag release the other cut. Who directed this movie?
It's Yan. Katie.
Hashtag release the Yan cut.
And the Ayer cut, Yan cut. You know what? Warner Brothers is doing every single movie dirty ever. Release all the cuts. You know what? Just release the dailies. We'll make a movie. We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll make.
Us and we'll each edit our own version of the movie that we like the best.
We clearly know how to do your job better than you.
That's right. Speaking of John, Justice League Dark. Number 22. Bad dreams are made of these.
Jeez.
By James Tynion IV. And that's funny. Is this Ram V? It's Ram V and James Tynion, but look how they're listed. Wait, I gotta find it. Where'd it go? Other side. V. And James Tynion V.
Yeah, he so I think I had heard about this. Tynion is like obviously leaving the book. So like it's a dual writing and then Ram V is taking over it. So honestly, it's probably written by Ram V completely. Either he's just working off a plot outline by Tynion that he did for the last 20 issues. Yeah. Ooh, he's filled with sores. It's kind of hot.
Here's the thing, man. I keep wanting to like Justice League Dark. I feel like this, because I like the movie so much, and I feel like this is right up my alley. It's all the spooky shit, but like in the DC universe. This should be the first thing I read every week, every month.
I'm probably gonna eventually read. So I know that they did like there's a crossover of that and Wonder Woman, right? It was like the Witching Hour. It was just like a little mini event. I'll eventually read that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when, but like something that you could just kind of grab in the middle of an arc and not have to like do tons of homework for. I'll give that a shot.
This is a good page, man. Check this page out.
That's some J.H. Williams shit right there.
Right?
Man.
That's some good looking shit. So
I love Yannick Paquette. Tim agreed.
Well, who does the covers? Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, I also too, I have this is like a collection flex. I've got the complete Swamp Thing with Snyder and Paquette that I'm very excited to read also.
I remember back when my show was called Pop Tards, he had done a little bumper for me. This is Yannick Paquette, and you're listening to the Pop Tards. Witching Hour was not amazing. I thought it should have been so cool.
Thanks for that. Thanks for nothing.
Guess I won't read it now.
Way to be an ambassador for comics.
Shazam is still going. Started about 4 years ago, and there's 12 issues out.
Wait, this one's not even Jeff Johns and Dale Eaglesham. This is like a filler issue
by Loveness and Peterson, Brandon Peterson,
who I don't remember since like some Avengers stuff with Bendis.
Jeff Loveness or Peterson?
Brandon Peterson. Yeah. I don't think I've read anything he's done in a while.
He's good though. I like Peterson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was filling. So you remember the Age of Ultron thing?
Yes.
I was waiting. I probably should be talking. I'm sorry. No. I meant like you remember that. Do you remember that thing? Yeah. Well, it was but this time it was just you remember that guy? Silence. Yeah. Him and Hitch did the art duties. Like him and Brian Hitch were completely different like styles. Did the dual art duties for the Age of Ultron event, which was interesting.
I'm sorry. Wait. I want to get to that far. Oh, you want to get that Far Sector comic now, says Eric Walker. Eric Walker, I'm going to go back and see if I can order you the first 6 issues and catch you up.
It's good, dude.
Far Sector 1 to now. Eric Walker.
JD always reads like one issue, loves it, then never goes back. Yeah.
I wish I could argue with you.
Or it's like, I loved it. It's fantastic. Oh, are you caught up? No, I'm like 30 issues behind. Yeah. But when I tried it, it was spectacular.
What is he referencing? Did I just say something about one issue?
I don't know. I don't remember, probably.
This is a strong mango wheat.
Oh, maybe it was Justice League Dark. You tried it.
No, I thought I wanted to like Justice League Dark, and I haven't yet.
Oh.
But I like the movies. The movies are great, and it makes me want to go. And every time an issue comes out, I literally look at the cover of a Justice League Dark every time it comes out, and I go, "Oh man, that looks cool." And then I remember that I don't like the book and I don't read it. I just finished Kick-Ass, says Eric Walker Jr. Now I need something new. Are you all caught up with Kick-Ass? Because Kick-Ass is still coming out. And
the new one, or?
Well, there's Kick-Ass versus Hit Girl, I think. I'm looking for my copy of Previews magazine.
Yeah, so there's the new Kick-Ass, the female Kick-Ass. I forget her name. I read that first arc.
Yeah. She was a African-American woman who was in the
yeah, she was a soldier.
and then when she came home, her husband left her and she got screwed over by the government, who were supposed to take care of their soldiers, and then they didn't. So there's a little bit of commentary in there. Was that Image, right?
Yeah.
Not Dark Horse. Image. Here we go. I don't want to wait for our lives to be over. Lucy Claire, Philadelphia, The Clock, Kick-Ass. Oh, here we go. It's a 5-issue miniseries, Eric Walker, called Kick-Ass versus Hit Girl. The fold-out is flapping all around. Oh, God.
Flippity flap.
Kick-Ass versus Hit Girl, 1 of 5.
Creative team, please.
Creative team is as follows. Steve Niles.
Interesting.
Of 30 Days of Night, with art by Marcelo Fruzen and covers A and B by John Romita Jr., Matteo Scalera, and Andre Arujo, and then there's a blank sketch variant.
Wow, Matteo Scalera, that's pretty dope.
It's Kick-Ass versus Hit Girl. Old allies become enemies when Mindy screeches into Albuquerque to kill the imposter who's been running gangs in New Mexico. And as Hit Girl sets out to avenge Dave and stop Kick-Ass's criminal operations for good, Patience fights to survive as the target of the best assassin in the biz and questions whether she could ever kill a child to save her own life.
Question.
Yes.
What happened to Dave Lazowski?
He gave up.
He gave up?
I think he just stopped. I think it was like, I keep getting my ass kicked.
But
it sounds like he's been killed, right?
Yeah, avenge or
yeah, she's gonna avenge him. So I guess at some point maybe he got murked.
Whatevs.
Eric Walker says, I appreciate this stream, gents. Lads, sorry. We appreciate you, Eric. I gotta tell you, Eric, man, he comes into my shop and he is just the most laid back, cool as ice dude, man. He comes in and it's always a pleasure to talk to him. And he's one of those guys who just like appreciates recommendations. And he's like, yeah, that sounds good. I'll take that. He's great. I like it when you come in, Eric. It's always a pleasure. So next up, we did Shazam. Shazam's coming out. I only read the first issue and I didn't read any further.
I read like the first 3 and then there was like a 6-month gap and I was like, you know what? I can wait. I don't feel like this is detrimental to me.
Yeah. Wonder Woman number 756 comes out this Wednesday. From Steve Orlando and Jesus Marino and Vicente Cifuentes. No, Vicente Cifuentes. What else did they just do recently? Because I remember saying that name quite a bit recently.
I don't remember, but didn't Wonder Woman 750 come out like last week? How are they up to 756 now? What happened?
I mean, that was like 4 or 5 months ago, but yeah.
Was it?
This art is nice. I mean, it's kind of just classic modern comic booking. Classic modern. What?
It's modern. It's classically modern.
Yes.
It's classy modern. It's derivative. No, I'm just kidding. That's good. Who's that?
Looks
like
Donna
Troy.
Damn, Donna Troy, where you been? What are you doing?
I tried a couple of those issues of Orlando's series. I didn't like it. Didn't like
Not
it.
for me.
Yeah.
All right, so I think those are all the books. Well, those are all the DC books that are coming out this week. just because I happened to get them early. So I thought it'd be nice to go through and check them out. A lot of people like to do the unboxing.
So look, I thought about it, and I'll take the the Cho cover.
This mother.
Hold on. I've got rationale. I don't want you to order another one and potentially not sell one that you've already ordered. So I'm going to take the Cho, and that's that. I think that's fair. It's stock, and honestly, I'm just going to read it. It's not like I need it.
That's fine.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What else can we talk about? I bought an omnibus recently. I'm getting on the omnibus kick because of the Geminites Facebook group. Oh, what's that? Oh, we can talk about that.
Yeah, when is this ever going to really come out? Now.
Oh, Tim Hershey whispers, "Buy both."
Oh, well, you know what though? I've been wanting to patron Comic Zen.
Oh.
And if they are open yet, I need to buy. I would like to buy something from Tim.
Tim, do you have the Frank Cho cover, or will you have the Frank Cho cover, or the blank variant cover?
Well, I mean, again, do I need the same book twice? Maybe I just want to get something from Tim.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying you're going to buy one from me and one from him. My bad.
I mean, I don't love it that well. Maybe I do love it that much. Wait, maybe. I don't know. This is so hard.
While
There's no practical reason for me to purchase both. Let's just be honest. Is this just me working it out? Noel may have already placed an order for something else. Oh yeah, I did. That's right. I did. That's right. Let me know when it's in, Tim.
Excuse me. What did you already order, Noel?
I asked him early on for the first oversized hardcover of Immortal Hulk. I wanted to give that a shot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I never read it, and everyone was very, very hot on it for a long, like there still are. So I figured I'd give it a shot, and I was in the middle of actually reading some old Hulk too. So I was like, yeah, do it.
Immortal Hulk is really good.
So I guess I'm only getting one Catwoman, and that's fine with me. Firepower. When is this actually coming out now? Because this was supposed to be a Free Comic Book Day release, but then Free Comic Book Day isn't happening, has been moved. What's the deal?
Even I'm not sure, Noel.
Yeah.
Ask Tim. Tim, what's happening with Free Comic Book Day, buddy? I gotta say, this is great. This is like an actual hangout. I'm really enjoying this. This is legit.
I mean,
that's an Image book.
Yeah. Robert Kirkman and Chris Samnee. Chris Samnee, one of my favorite current artists right now.
Yep.
And Robert Kirkman, take it or leave it. He kills it with concepts, but usually falls on the same weird tropes that I don't always love. However, we read this. They were hoping for August, Tim said. Nice. But regardless, so like what was happening with this was a new series that they introduced. They were like, oh my God, we're going to drop this. It's going to be great. And then Surprise announced that the first issue is coming out the week after, right? The week after Free Comic Book Day. But they would have an original OGN prequel that's just like literally, I think it's literally like 120 pages about a prequel of the first issue, which is weird. So like a super big first issue. And honestly, most of it's like, it's very dialogue light. It's just beautiful art and kung fu awesomeness.
It is so good.
Yeah.
Now, I do have the little piece in me. Oh, Eric Walker says, Image makes the best stuff in my opinion. And your opinion, Eric Walker, is correct. They are making some of the best stuff. Tim says, please note, the book is no longer being withheld for use in Free Comic Book Day and will instead be shipped alongside the Firepower Volume 1 Prelude OGN to arrive on Wednesday, July 1st. Thank you, Tim. So, Free Comic Book Day plus the OGN will be July 1st, theoretically. And Eric Walker, yet again, I restate images, putting out some of the best stuff. And this is another one of those books. Now, there is a little piece of me that goes, oh, it's an Asian character who is being written by two white dudes. And to be fair, the way Chris Samnee draws that character does not look particularly Asian. He looks like a white guy with. Let me put him up.
I'm trying to find a good representation.
Now, once he shaves his head, there he is. That's actually pretty good. But when I first saw the Hadouken on the cover,
yeah, that guy looks very white.
I was like, oh, it's a white dude. But yeah, he's an Asian descent. And so when I first saw this, I was like, I don't know if people are gonna kid into this because it's a lot of Asian stuff being drawn by white dudes and written by white dudes. But that aside, it's great. I think it's a bucket of fun. And the fact that Robert Kirkman keeps playing with the comic books medium in such a way that even the retailers like me are surprised by it is keeping me on my toes. I think it's a bucket of fun. I think it's really cool. The thing that he did with Walking Dead was, hey, Walking Dead's over. I'm not going to tell you retailers this, and you're going to order 2 issues after the last issue, not realizing that the issue is done, that the series is done.
Yeah.
I'm going to make fake issues for you to order just so you don't know what's up.
He also has like the clout and the carte blanche to just create full years worth of series, bank them before even soliciting the first one. So like him and I forget his partner, the artist partner of Oblivion Song, they had 12 issues completely finished and in the can before they even announced that it was being released, which is kind of the same thing with this. Like him and Samnee were working on this for a long time. Yeah.
Lorenzo De Felici.
I actually have to pause for a second. I'll be back.
Right. Okay. I'll be here. I will talk to the people. There's something really cool about what Robert Kirkman does because he just, he grew up and he thinks that there should be a spontaneity to comic books. And, when we were kids, not when he was a kid, when he and I were both kids, you would go into a comic shop and I wouldn't really know what I was going to get until I walked into the shop and I saw what was on the shelf and I said, holy cats, that looks awesome. There wasn't the internet where everything's ruined 6 months in advance. Things were generally kept pretty hush-hush until things hit on New Comic Wednesday and you went in and you went, oh shit, this is happening? This person's crossing over with this person? That sounds amazing. Let me check it out. Here, these days, 6 months out, you're like, oh, okay, the Punisher's going to show up in Spider-Man. All right, cool. I guess we'll look forward to that. And there's no spontaneity. There's no surprise. There's no real excitement because of that. Everything is ruined ahead of time. So I think Robert Kirkman doing that sort of stuff with the medium is really cool. And so what he's done here is he's released an entire graphic novel-sized 0 issue. So it's not even issue 1. It's literally just the thing you read before you read issue 1, and it's an entire trade paperback. It's drawn by Chris Samnee, who is one of my top 10 artists currently working, up there with, I would say, Sean Murphy and Stuart Immonen. And it is a wonderful kung fu story about these, this guy who he's practiced kung fu in all of its different forms, all the different martial arts, and he goes up and he climbs up, to the secret Tibetan monk monastery to learn a special kind of kung fu. Of course, it's all very cliche when it comes to that, and he is kind of a Mary Sue.
Yeah. He's just super good at everything.
Super good, right? He shows up and can battle anybody just by kind of watching him. He's got a little bit of a taskmaster thing in him where he can see how his opponent fights and then is able to counter it pretty quickly.
Yeah, you kind of oscillate between hating him and liking him because he's so adept at everything, but he's still kind of charming. So
he's a sweetheart.
Yeah, like he's not an asshole, but it's shitty that it comes so easily to him. So there's this kind of like, that's actually the crux of the character. The idea that can you appreciate it because it's so easy to you, or can you use it correctly if it wasn't struggled for, even though he's got his own little things going on. But it really does act. This is like this reads like how a first issue with nothing but room to breathe would feel, because there are full 15, like 10-page sequences of amazing choreography with minimal dialogue. And if it was a one issue that was just that, I'd probably be like, well, I mean, where's the story? But in this format of just kind of $10 for a mega issue, it's awesome. And the way that it ends too, I'm like, I put this in my eyeballs now.
Yeah.
It's a great little kind of like cliffhanger. Yeah, this was awesome.
And the cool thing about it, so I'm looking at previews right now, and there's a little thing here where it's describing it. It says, if you liked the family crime fighting of The Incredibles and the action-packed storytelling of Kill Bill, you'll love Firepower. Having read this, I went, crime fighting family? What are you talking about? So this is literally, this first 0-issue trade paperback is just about this main protagonist who, I don't want to ruin things for you. Things are a little different by the end of it than when it begins.
Yeah, this is rad.
Yeah, it's so good. And also, Eric Walker, you're going to want this. You're going to like this.
So having read so this was an advanced copy that you got as a retailer, and you're like, hey, Noel, read this because you love Chris Samnee and you want to marry him. I want this oversized. So whenever I'll read the issues, great, that's fine. But when this invariably becomes like volume 1, pretty big thing, I want all Chris Samnee art oversized. This shit's amazing.
Do you know that there's a really nice Daredevil artist edition of Chris Samnee's work from the Mark Waid run?
I mean, I have the Omnis. How, are we talking like treasury size? I don't know if I can handle that. I don't know what to do with Wednesday Comics, let alone one of those giants.
It's a big boy.
Oh no, I can't handle that.
So Eric Walker says, I don't follow any comic forums. I like to just walk in and take recommendations, or just see a cover and think, yo, that looks dope. I need the rest of the issue of the comic with the Black Dude Assassin. I don't remember what it's called, but I keep seeing the cover in the back of the new Kick-Ass comic. The Black Dude Assassin.
Prodigy?
That's what I was thinking, right? He's like a 007.
Yeah, and if it's in the back of Kick-Ass, that's another Miller book, so that would kind of make sense.
I don't know. I need the rest of the issues. So, Eric, what issues of Prodigy do you have? Do you just have the first issue, or because I think there's only one volume, one collection?
Yeah.
So far. Let's see. I'm looking at the Miller World stuff. I wish it was easier to find. Oh, and then there's an artist edition, artist proof of Oblivion Song #1 coming out. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really excited for more of Firepower.
Yeah. When I guess July. Yeah.
I wonder if I should also do videos where I just go through the previews.
That one, you should have the camera over.
Yeah.
And showing people like, ooh, look how cool.
Oh, he says yes. Prodigy.
Nailed it.
Are you done the first story or what?
The first trade?
Yeah. I have the first
issue.
So you need Prodigy 2 through whatever.
Well, I mean, at this point, maybe just
the trade paperback.
You might want to buy the trade paperback depending on the price of it, right?
Yeah.
Because it's 5 other issues at whatever amount each, or $2 more for it all just collected, or even less. Who knows? Yeah.
Either way, I'll hook you up, buddy. Thank you.
Look it up, Eric Walker.
So we were talking about Chris Samnee, and so I've got an issue of Draw magazine from T.O. Morrow, or I'm sorry, not T.O. Morrow. He's the guy who creates Evil Robots. 2 Morrow publishers. And then there's a whole article in here of Chris Samnee stuff.
It's like just out of reach over here, but just based on his art alone, I picked up that collection of Black Widow, and it's just
so good.
So goddamn good. Yeah,
Mark Waid, Chris Samnee, Black Widow,
and they jammed on the whole book together. They did it Marvel style, where both of them talked about the pace of the story and what beginning and end needs to be. Really? And Samnee just took half of it, drew most of it, Waid threw dialogue in, and they worked it out together. It literally, that's why both of their collaborations have their names on it, in equal measure. They worked on it together. Yeah.
Is that something in the That's in the back matter of the book, or
I listened to an interview with Wade
Hmm.
where like it was a true partnership that they kind of started on Daredevil, and this was the next thing they wanted to do. Like it really is by Wade and Somni. They worked on it together. But I have to sign off.
all right. Well, yeah, we're good. I had fun. Thank you for hanging out with me and distracting me.
Hey, no, thank you. This was fun.
Yeah. If you guys
everybody.
want anything, just email us at cultpopgo@gmail.com. We're going to be live streaming the new Spoiler Alert podcast on next Sunday at 11 a.m. And we'll see you here or there. Thanks so much, and we'll talk at you later.
See you guys later.
Get out of here. I'm still here. Does anybody want to chat with me? We could chat. Tim says, thanks, guys. I guess I could just go. I could go eat dinner. But I figure if anyone has anything they want to say, this is difficult when there's not a second person to talk to. There are people who make a living just doing this. They just talk to the camera and they just fill the space and they're able to just pontificate about whatever. It's up to me, says Tim. Well, Tim, thank you so much. Awesome sauce, y'all. Eric Walker, you're wonderful. I hope everybody is staying safe, and I guess that's it. Really just staying safe. Hey, Ricky, what's up, buddy? Haven't talked to you in a bit. I'm sorry, there is some commotion I can hear outside the window. I can hear 76 out there, and every so often I hear the sirens of different people going downtown to Philadelphia, where I don't know what riots are going on right now. It's been difficult. It's been difficult. And as the straight white guy, I have there's no room for me to say that it's been difficult, but it's been a struggle keeping up with everything online and finding out what's happening in Philadelphia and other parts of the country. Loving this, by the way, says Ricky. Very entertaining. Needed the distraction. Well, then I'll stop talking about the riots, I guess. Shit, stay safe, man. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, no, I can just, nothing's happening here. Fucking fingers crossed. But outside my window, I can hear people going down 76, the different sirens to go downtown. So fingers crossed, nothing's going to hit Maniac. I already cleared out my shop on Main Street just for to be safe. If it's empty, hopefully no one will want to loot it. So, we spent all day moving stuff out of the shop. I'm looking forward to reading this Homeless Detective series. Oh, Eric Walker. I think you're talking about the TKO series. Oh, what was that called? TKO something stuff about the homeless detective, because homeless people start to go missing and only one guy is really kind of looking into it. And he's another homeless character. Hope you are well, Max Mancini. Thank you so much. It's been a while. Hope all is well, Ricky Helder. Eric, it's been on the desk for the last few weeks. Max Mancini. I started New Frontier today. My man. If any of you guys are watching and gals are listening and you haven't read Darwin Cook's New Frontier from DC Comics, get yourself a copy of New Frontier. It is a sort of retelling of the superheroes coming together to form the Justice League during the McCarthy area? Is that the time period I want to say? Not great with my history, and it's been a while since I read it. But there's also a really great. It comes in the blue box. I bought the whole series. Yeah, it was from TKO. They're a great publisher, and everything they've done is great so far. What is the name of that? What is the name of that book? Anyway, Max, New Frontier is so good. It was a little off-putting for me when I first read it because the whole first issue is about the Sergeant Rock characters on an island with dinosaurs, and I didn't quite get how cool that was when I first read it, and I was like, I don't care about these old-timey World War II characters. Get out of here. I want to see, Superman and Green Lantern and the Flash. But stick with it. Get through that first issue, and it takes off, skyrockets, boom. So good, New Frontier. Also, there is a DC animated movie of New Frontier, and if you haven't read it, and you don't like to read comics, you can go watch the movie. It's also very good. But Darwyn Cooke is one of my top 10 artists of all time. He is a wonderful classical kind of artist with just wonderful inks. It's kind of if you don't know his work, you might know Bruce Timm from the DC Batman animated series from the 90s. It's kind of akin to Bruce Timm, but in my eyes, stronger. He also did some work on the Spirit, which is good, and Parker, the Richard Stark, the 1960s hard-boiled detective stories called Parker. Darwyn Cooke is the only guy who got to sit down with Richard Stark and get permission to use his Parker character. Goodnight Paradise. Thank you, Eric Walker. The homeless detective story from TKO is Goodnight Paradise. Thank you so much, Tim. I couldn't get there. Oh, you both got there at the same time. Goodnight Paradise. Good job. Max says, I thought it was a really interesting first issue. Love the art style too. Feels like animation. See, that's that Bruce Timm stuff. I'm trying to think. Oh, you know what? I got a copy here. Hold on. I'll show you some Darwyn Cooke. So Richard Stark's Parker novel, The Hunter, is the first in the Parker series, of which there are probably at least 10. He was really prolific when he came to writing this. And Richard Stark is not the actual name of the author. That is a pen name that he came up with to describe his writing style, because he was trying an all-new writing style to write these hard-boiled novels, Parker. And so he was very purposely making his prose Stark, very like short and concise. Hey, Tim, says Eric Walker. So people who don't know, Tim owns the comic shop Comic Zen in Lansdale, Pennsylvania, and he is a lifelong friend of mine. And you should definitely go check out Comic Zen in Lansdale on Main Street if you get a chance. It's a great little shop. He's one of the best people on the planet. You should absolutely go give him your money. But yeah, so this is, I'm trying to think, Richard Stark is his pen name. That's on the tip of my tongue. Westlake, Donald Westlake is the writer, and he took on the Richard Stark pen name. But the cool thing is each issue is black and white with one color, one accent color. Look at this. Look at this fucking book. It's so gorgeous. A lot of people look at stuff that Darwyn Cooke is doing and artists of that ken, and they think that it is like simple because it looks simplistic. I gotta tell you, man, it is not simple. The stuff that he does, the layouts and everything that he puts into the work, all the shadow work and everything. He is a master. He was a master of the craft. He passed away a couple years back from cancer, I believe. And he will be missed. He is one of my all-time favorite artists. Highly recommend checking out his stuff, either in New Frontier or DC Comics or these hard-boiled detective novels, Parker. And so they did this, right? So it's a regular novel by Richard Stark called The Hunter. And then he came along, Darwyn Cooke did, and made a graphic novel version of it. And then they also released another version, which is Richard Stark, Parker the Hunter. And this is the first hardcover edition of the classic novel with a foreword and illustrations by Darwyn Cooke. So this is the regular novel as it was originally printed. But then every so often you get some Darwyn Cooke paintings. And the cool thing is you would think that maybe what they would do is just reuse all the artwork from this, but it's not. It's different artwork. So he went back again to do even more art for this novel printing. Here we go. Here's another one. It's kind of hard to shoot. Sorry, guys. That glare is killing me. But yeah. Stop it. You're the best and a hell of an inspiration, says Tim. Shut up. Max says, awesome. Tim, does Tim know the secret handshake? Eric wants to know. Eric Walker says, I need that, JD. Reminiscent of the sculptor. Oh, the sculptor, Ricky Elder, that was by Scott McCloud, who did, I believe, Understanding Comics and Reading Comics. As for you, Eric Walker, I am going to get you a copy of Parker, the Hunter. Parker, Hunter, Eric Walker. Parker, Hunter, Walker. I never read The Sculptor, Ricky. Is it good? I've also, it's hilarious, I've never read Understanding Comic Books or Understanding Comics from Scott McCloud because I already understood them. Is that something that I should go back and reread? Tim, I bet you read it. You're a comic book scholar. Is that something I should go read? I feel like I know all the information that's going to be in there, so it seems like, why bother? Also, I don't know if he knows the secret handshake. You know what was a good secret handshake? Ain't gonna hurt nobody. What was that? House Party. Remember Kid and Play that had that really cool foot handshake? That shit was dope. I've never read Understanding Comics either, right? Because you don't need to. I know it's supposed to be really good, but I've never gotten around to it. I don't know what you come to do. I don't know what you come to do. I want to watch House Party now. Is there anything else I want to talk to you guys about? I can show you my statues. I had these in my, I know how to make JD have flashbacks to the early 90s in 1.3 seconds. What I'm waiting for it is, did it already happen? I'm gonna show you my statues. So this is Jesse Custer from Preacher. Isn't that cool? He's lighting a cigarette. He's got a real cool stance. And if I take him off of the stand, it might be a little easier to see. There's Grandma from Volume 2. Grandma Langell. When is We Can Never Go Home having a follow-up? Dude, I don't know. That is a great question, and I wish I had an answer for you, because We Can Never Go Home was a really fun first volume from Black Mask Studios from Matt Rosenberg, I think, who also did Four Kids Walk Into a Bank, which is another highly recommended crime comedy. Highly recommended. And then I also have John Constantine, my man John. It's kind of, the glare is kind of, there we go. So there's John. He's got his pack of Silt Cut cigarettes and his Guinness. Well, that's probably not a Guinness. That's a pretty light looking beer. And he's just hanging out at the bar with some demons. And this is probably 20 years old. Both of these are probably about 20 years old, if not more. And I just got in this Hellblazer Garth Ennis omnibus. Look how friggin' big this thing is. It's a murder weapon. John Constantine would use this to beat a demon to death. And he could do it. I don't know what you come to do. Also, I had this made. Oh, you can't see it. It's too shiny. Fuck communism. How do those do it? There we go. Fuck communism. From The Preacher comic book. His dad's lighter. I'm such a goddamn nerd. But oh, and then since I'm showing you all this stuff, Amazing Spider-Man annual #1 in the Mylar, the first appearance of the Sinister Six. One of my favorite all-time Spider-Man stories. Not in great condition. You can see it's got its damages, but just something that I like owning. And then also, Nate Bellegarde, a buddy of mine, who did, oh, you know what? He's doing Stealth right now from Skybound, I think, Image Comics. Check out Stealth. It's really good. About a superhero with Alzheimer's. But yeah, he did this for me at a convention a couple years back. So yeah, anyway, just thought I'd share that shit with you. I love that. Constantine, says Tim. I didn't need to see that grandma. Yeah, she's not looking great. 4 kids walk into a bank was so great. The build-up, the character development, the tension, OMG. Told you it was good. We did a whole spoiler alert review of it, I think. I'm pretty sure we did that. Either that or it was a book club for my comic shop. There we go. I was recently gifted a Batman statue from Dark Knight Returns based on the cover where he is hunched over ready to fight. This one, where he's like getting ready to poop real hard. That's a great cover. I had that statue in my shop. I wasn't sure if it would sell because it's that really aggressive, like he's super beefy and there's so many wrinkles in his costume and he's all beat up and he's got the black eye and everything. It's a really evocative cover and it made a really nice statue. I wonder if your person bought it from my shop, wherever you got it from, or whoever you got it from. Ooh, that's a nice item. Yeah, isn't that cool? Stealth sounds like a good concept. It's really good. I believe it was another Robert Kirkman one, but issue 1 just came out. I think I've got 1 copy left at the shop, and then issue 2 hasn't dropped yet because of COVID. So it should be coming soon. But yeah, Stealth is really good. And I really like Nate Bellegarde's artwork. I first saw his work when I was a really big MC Chris fan. He's a nerd rapper. You might know him as MC P Pants from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Yeah, he used to do the artwork for him for all his t-shirts and stickers and stuff. And they started doing comics, and I was like, oh shit. Can't wait to be able to stop by the shop again. Me too, Max. My shop looks pretty sad right now. Everything is taken out of the store because of all the riots going on, and just being safe. We don't know if it's going to hit Manayunk, but better not to just leave that stuff for the taking. So we moved everything out of the shop. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, new comics are still coming out. All of these DC books will be out Wednesday. I haven't gotten my other shipment in from Diamond yet. But hopefully it'll be business as usual. I think the shops are allowed to open up June 5th, which is this upcoming Friday. Philadelphia is going to go to the yellow, which I think means we can open up with some caveats. Like you still have to wear your masks and you can only have a certain amount of people in the shop at the time. I'm probably going to stick with doing curbside pickup with minimal people walking around the shop, maybe just a couple at a time. And it's not like my shop's pretty small. It's not like I ever get more than 10 people at a shot unless I'm doing an event or something. You told me to get it. I am loyal to you, mate. We took that blood oath, and in 27 years, we have to go back to Derry to stop Pennywise. Mama, Eric Walker, I love you. You're great. Yeah, we stood in the field and we cut our hands with a glass bottle of Coke. I love it. It's one of my favorite Stephen King stories. I could do without the weird underage sex thing that happens in the novel. So thankfully they never really recreate that in the movies. If I could just like take that out, the underage sex, and then leave everything else as it is, perfect novel. But he had to have that weird 12-year-old sex thing. Blech. But all right, I guess I'm going to go eat dinner. I just wanted to come on here and hang out and chat with some people to try and distract myself from this anxiety that I have for the entire country. I hope you guys are staying safe and making good choices. And If you need anything, hit me up, coldpopgo@gmail.com. If it's anything for the store, you can email me at jdsherocomplex@gmail.com. Also, I don't know, I'm sure maybe you don't know, I don't know if Eric Walker knows, but we do the Spoiler Alert podcast every Sunday at 11 a.m. We live stream it. So some people are setting their alarms to come join us and hang out. So we'll review that week's books. So you're welcome to join us for that. And I guess that's it. Max Mancini, have a great night, JD. Stay well. Much love. Love you guys. I really appreciate you hanging out with me and all the love you give me in my shop. It means the world to me. And I hope you have a great night. Stay safe. I'm going to peace out. End broadcast. Yes. Bye.